All right, we are live. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kick and Push. My name is Alex Halsey. I'm the health fitness specialist at the McLean location. Welcome in. I hope you all enjoyed your weekend. I hope you enjoyed your July 4th. Took some time to spend with your families or maybe by yourself and you just rested up. So either way, we're back in class. This is my first class back in a while after having my back issue, so I absolutely took advantage of the July 4th weekend, rested my back, easing my way back into the exercise, and I'll continue to do that this morning. You can hear it, my voice is a little gone. Crazy weekend for me, but nonetheless, here we are. So the way today's format is going to work is July, it's a new month. We're going to still have our two intervals. Number one, we're going to increase those two intervals to 10 minutes apiece, and we'll have a 90-second break in between. And we're still going to focus on that same core move. We're going to have one core move. The first 10 minutes will be one of the leg moves paired with the core move, and then the second interval is going to be the second leg move paired with the paired with the exact same core move. All right. So we're increasing our time primarily here, and then we're still focusing on one move at a time. Previously, last month, we did the leg moves as often as we could, and we only used the core move for a break. Here, we're kind of going to switch it back up again because it's a new month. So again, 10 minutes with one leg move, 10 minutes with the other, and we use the core move with both of those intervals, all right? So we're going to have a wall sit, and we're going to have bridges. All right, so we're working on the glutes, we're working on the low back, working on the hamstring, that whole posterior chain, or most of it anyway, for our legs. And then we're going to be working on our quads in that wall sit. So find yourself a wall. You can grab some additional weights. You don't have to have it, but of course, feel free to add it in if you have that available to you. And we're going to go ahead and get warmed up so we can get started working out. All right, so here we go. Just start off with some basic body weight squats. Nice and smooth, coming up and down. I'm assuming we've all been sitting for a while, and I say we because I have been too. So just take your time, greasing the groove here. As you squat down, screw your feet into the ground. If you feel your heels begin to come off the floor, don't go past that depth. So screwing your feet into the ground, literally like a screw, pushing your knees and your feet out. Don't let the heels come up. We're going to loosen up the whole body actually, but primarily with the legs. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you come up. And go ahead, come down to cat-cow. We're going to loosen up the back a little bit here. I'm going to be extra gentle here. Just because I did a little bit of research because my back's been acting up. Usually we're told not to do moves that causes pain. And I want to add a little bit of context to that. You can do the moves that cause you pain. You just go through the range of motion that is largely pain-free. Don't be too scared to approach the range of motion that causes a little bit of discomfort. That's okay because your body needs to know where to heal. And that discomfort, and from here, you're going to come to a high plank. Open your feet up a little bit. You're going to bring your butt back to your heels. But that discomfort is okay to experience every now and then because you need to be able to tell your body what is okay and what is not. And the more you avoid the range of motion that is causing you pain, the more your body's going to adapt and learn that going deeper into that range of motion is bad. We don't want that. You also want to, encourage healing. And the pain is your body's way of knowing something needs to be healed. So do it graciously, consult with your physical therapist, and try to find some ways where you can continue to move. And bring the knees back down. Gonna bring the right leg up. Push the hips forward so the knee comes forward of the toe. You're gonna rotate up. You can keep the back leg down if you choose to, but you don't have to. You can elevate the back leg. exhale as you rotate up. Inhale as you come back down. And switch sides. So all that to say, pain is feedback and information for your body to help it learn where to heal and what to heal. So don't think of it as just this all bad thing. It's very useful in helping your body heal. Obviously, you don't want to stay there the whole time you're trying to heal. And go ahead, come on up. Going to come to a straddle. Going to push your right shoulder to your left foot, left shoulder to your right foot, and back around. All right, so our square is going to end up looking like a little circle. Take your time going around in the circle. Try to keep your legs straight by squeezing the quads, but you can have a little bit of knee bend. That's okay too. Switch directions, so you're pushing the left shoulder to the right foot, right shoulder to the left foot. Nice little circle. Last one. And all right. Gonna do a few back lunges. Then we'll be ready to go. So again, our two moves are gonna be number one, a wall sit. Number two, bridges. First 10 minutes, we got wall sits. You're gonna sit on the wall anywhere between 1 to 1 minute. You can adjust those time, the duration as you need. And of course, if you have weight, you can always add that in or remove it. The weight you have will impact the time that you stay on the wall for, so keep that in mind. All right. So now that we know what our leg move is, I'll show you what the ab move is. It's leg lifts with alternating leg drops. So you're going to be on your back, head and shoulders elevated, hands by your side, straighten the legs out, elevate, drop one leg, drop the other, down, up, and repeat. All right. So once you elevate, drop one leg and then the other, that's 1 rep. We're looking to do 10 reps each time we go to that core move. So you're alternating between the wall sit, the core move. Take your time. You're just doing as many rounds as you can between those two. All right, so let's get it going. Wall sit and alternating leg drops. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So again, anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute is what we're trying to hold this wall squat for. And all we're trying to do here is build stability. So this is a move I chose because I haven't been working out for a while. So to get back into the swing of things, I'm trying to choose exercises that are, number one, focus on gross movement patterns, and number two, involve some component of stability. This is our stability move. The glute bridge or the floor bridge is going to be our gross movement pattern. So 40 seconds have elapsed, and there's 45. So again, try to pace yourself. We're trying to go back and forth between these two as many times as we can, as efficiently as possible. So that doesn't mean go slow, but that doesn't mean go fast either. It just means try to continuously move. That's always our goal here in class. We want the movement to be efficient and smooth, not rushed, but not too slow either. There's 2. There's 3. 4. You're trying to move everything from your abs. 5. 6. 7. to the wall squat. 8 minutes to go. On for another 45, and I'm gonna try to increase it to a minute once we get over halfway to keep the stimulus high, assuming I'm ready for it. Of course, make sure you're breathing throughout your movements. Don't hold your breath. That is known as the Valsalva maneuver. We don't need to do that. There's 45 seconds right there because we're not dealing with heavy loads. We're just dealing with body weight here for the most part. All right, back to the core. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to take 8 here. 8. Oh, Lord. All right. Sweat slowly starting to build up. We're almost at halfway. I got one more round here. Once I get through here, I will go to 1 minute and my wall sit. And then I'll probably add some weight. I'm not completely deconditioned. I'm just trying to be cautious moving back into things because this back issue has popped up before and kept me from working out for about a week, and then it happened again, same thing. So the fact that it's happened twice, I gotta be a little bit more careful. So I'm definitely going to take my time. Encourage you to do the same. But if you aren't dealing with no issues like me, definitely try to push yourself a little bit, at least once a week when you're exercising. Doesn't have to be every single session. You should be able to get through most sessions without a problem. So maybe once a week, I think that's enough for you to push yourself in your workouts. Otherwise, just don't feel bad that your workout isn't, so hard. Your body's made to adapt, so it's okay. And if you need to regress any of these moves, go for it. If you just need to do leg lifts instead of the alternating leg drops, so leg lifts right here instead of the alternating leg drops, that is okay. If you need to do in, knee in, and kick out, that's okay too. All right. Don't want you guys to get caught up with the number. Focus on the effort. Focus on your form and focus on the feeling that you get from the form. Think about the muscles you're working in those moves. Don't just move. Think about what you're trying to work, because that's going to help you engage that muscle. That mind-muscle connection is a real thing, okay? It'll help you develop, number one, the sense of connection, like I just said, and that's going to help you with your sense of stability. So, for example, in this move, I'm thinking about pushing my back against the wall at the shoulders and at the hips, pushing back into the wall, and I'm trying to hold myself in this spot. So I'm clenching all of my leg muscles. I'm pulling my heels into the wall. Your quads are going to activate by default. This is our dominant muscle group in this move. You should be kind of squeezing your butt a little bit, all right, to help contribute to the heels being pulled into the wall, and your core should be slightly engaged. If you're pushing your back into the wall, it will engage. All right, so I'm literally trying to clench just about everything here, but not over tightly, just enough so I know is active. And there's 1 minute. We have 3 minutes to go. All right. When you're doing this leg drop as well, try not to bring your legs too high. You don't want them parallel. Keep them tilted in an obtuse angle. That's going to keep tension on your abs. And I want you to think about squeezing your abs and moving from your core. Don't just lift your legs. Squeeze and relax your core as you lift and drop your legs. Whew. Don't know how many that was, but I feel it in my core, and I'm having a harder time going for the same amount of reps. So adjust as you need, as in choose a regression if you need to. All right, 2 minutes to go. I'm gonna go back down for a minute. You wanna try to approach 90 degrees as close as you can. You want your shins to be vertical or perpendicular to the floor, creating a 90-degree angle with your upper thigh. There are ways we can progress this to make it more challenging. We can do a staggered move. We can do a calf raise or a toe raise. We can do one leg, but I want you to focus on just this move right here. We have the rest of the month to chip away at this move right here. So there are going to be opportunities to progress it. So just get efficient with the basics first. We'll have opportunities to make it harder, even after we add weight here. So remember, hips, back, or upper shoulder, your shoulders, push it into the wall. Pull your heels into the wall and squeeze your glutes, tense everything up just a little bit. Don't over tight, don't over tense. You're just trying to make sure you're tight. If someone were to come and bump you, you shouldn't budge. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm just going to do leg lifts. Woo. All right, less than 10 seconds. Keep it going, keep it going. Good. 90-second break. So next we have the glute bridges or the floor bridges. So you can grab your weight if you want to. I'll be definitely needing to use some weight for this move. All right, and we still got that same ab move. So if you regress like I did to just the leg lifts, stick with it. If you need to regress even further and do the in and outs with the bent knees, stick with it, all right? But if you want to take it a step above where you stop, that's okay too, because we have this rest, all right? So you can go back to the original move if you regressed and make that move a little bit harder, so that way you can still follow that same regression path for the second set, all right? So I have my kettlebells here. So this is a gluteal exercise. We're focused on our glutes here. So as you come up, as you elevate, you're gonna squeeze your butt like you're trying to put your hips on the ceiling, and you're going to exhale. Push the hips up, squeeze the butt, exhale like you're trying to push your hips to the ceiling, and clamp down on your core, all right? Try to pull your heels in towards your butt, and let's get ready. Try to pull your heels into your butt. The further your feet are from your butt, the more you work the hamstring. Let's go. The closer your heels are to your butt, the more you work the glutes. So let's go get it going. We're going for 10 to 20 reps each round. Make sure your feet are even. Take your time. good thing between these last two moves is we can go between the two pretty quickly. Because we don't have to transition. We're always on the floor, which means this is going to burn. Okay. Ooh. So try not to go too deep into your limits. Again, I want you to be able to continue going back and forth. So don't go too hard. We want you to be able to keep going, all right? So pace yourself. All that to say, pace yourself. As you elevate the hips, don't put all of your weight on the floor. Just bring your hips to touch the mat and elevate back up. All right, don't rest your body weight on the mat when you come down. Take your time. We're looking for efficiency here, not speed. Efficiency just means there's a good mind-muscle connection. And your move is very well lubricated. That's what we want. That's what I mean by efficiency. That's what we want when it comes to the quality. It's how well coordinated is that move. Can't see the clock from here, so I'm gonna just keep on going. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. This is our last interval, and we're done. Make sure those feet are even. Don't rest your weight on your hips or on the pad when you come down. Maintain your tension in your hamstrings and glutes by pulling your heels toward your butt. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Try to put your hips on the ceiling. All right, time check. Okay, wow, we're only halfway through. Okay, let's keep it going. So again, take your time, regress things as you need. Keep the efficiency high. It's okay if you need to change your move, but do what you can to keep your efficiency with that move high. And that's relative, okay? So if you need to reduce the weight, if you need to change your form, like now I'm going to leg lifts, then you can do that. You're switching to a move or something that allows you to maintain your efficiency. Whew. All right. It's getting hot in here. But don't worry, I'm not taking off all my clothes. All right, let's keep it going. Easier said in my head than executed by my body. Remember your cues. Put your hips on the ceiling. Bring your heels towards your butt. Pull your heels in towards your butt. Exhale. And don't put your weight on the floor after each rep. Just barely touch the floor and elevate. All right. Come on, Alex. Keep it going. Keep it going. Going right back to the leg lifts. Just the leg lifts. I'm taking out the alternating leg drops. So just to make sure your setup is consistent, elevate the shoulders. That's going to engage your upper abs. Maintain the shape in your lower back. Don't let your lower back bow when you drop your legs. So you're bracing your core. This is all helping you to brace your core. All right. Elevate the shoulders a little. Elevate the legs. And execute the move. With control. Take your time. I'm squeezing my abs to pull my legs up. Oh. Squeezing the abs to get the legs up. I'm not just using my hip flexor. If you feel this more in your hips than you do your abs, that means you're more in your hip flexor than your abs. So again, that's why you want to squeeze the core. Sit up. That's why you want to squeeze the core to lift the legs. All right. So you're kind of locking your legs out a little bit, stiffening all the leg muscles, and using your core to pull you up. All right, you are inevitably using your hip flexors to help you out with this move. We just want to reduce how much they're contributing to the move, okay? We want the hip flexors they're going to assist, but we don't want them to dominate, all right? So that's all we're trying to do. That's why we have to build coordination so we can have we can target the proper muscles we're trying to target. Our bodies are master compensators. So you may think you're working one muscle, but you may be working another. And that's why the mind-muscle connection is so important. That's why developing stability is so important. You don't want to overwork certain muscles and you don't want to underwork others. They are supposed to work together, but some muscles are meant to handle more of the load than others. Our hip flexors are not meant to handle the same type of load our core is able to handle. Our hip flexors are supposed to remain pliable. They're not heavy movers. They're not heavy lifters. They're not supposed to move our entire trunk like our core is. They're only supposed to lift our legs. Okay, time check. We got 15 seconds. Finish where you are. Finish where you are. All right. Whew, cut it down. Shut it off. Shut it down. We're done. Definitely hot in here. I'm just glad I got air conditioning in the house. I don't have it in my car yet. I'm getting that on Friday. We'll see how that goes. I'll report back to you guys how that's going, but it's definitely hot in here. I hope it's hot over there. Put your head in the freezer, stick your head in the freezer, grab your water. We're gonna cool down in a second. Job well done. Woo. Just a few things before we start stretching. Number one, the goal is always, hopefully you guys get tired of me saying this, but the goal is always for you all to continue moving throughout this class. All the classes I teach, that's the goal, to keep moving. Chip away at that 150 minutes of exercise per week that we know is so important for us to get. You get your steps, yes, that's great, but what about your 150 minutes of exercise? This is to help you chip away at that. Yeah, you might exercise for 30 minutes, but of that 30 minutes, we took 2 10-minute intervals to dedicate to working out. So really it's a 30-minute class, but that's 20 minutes of work, all right? So what does the rest of your day look like? Got to make sure you get that stuff in when you can. Every day ain't gonna be perfect, but that's cool, all right? You started it here, just do what you can to finish it elsewhere, all right? So go ahead and come down to the floor. We're gonna come into child's pose here. So you bring your butt to your heels or as close as you can. If you need to, you can flex your ankle. That'll elevate your heel to a higher level, and you can even place a pillow between your butt and your heels to give you even more assistance in getting into this position. So we're here just to relax and catch our breath. It is literally a squat, but you're facing the floor. All of us we should be able to squat. We don't squat all that much anymore. Our toilets and seats are pretty high off the ground, so a lot of us have trouble getting into a deep squat. So child's pose is one of those moves that can help restore the mobility necessary to get into a deep squat. And you're utilizing all of the range of motion in your hip. Remember what I said earlier before we started? If you have pain, a little bit of discomfort, I don't even want to say pain, just a little bit of discomfort, that's okay. We need that every now and then to help our body learn where to grow, where to heal, and we're exploring our limits a little bit. After a while, it should begin to feel good. But again, if not, consult with a physical therapist. All right, you're gonna lift out of that position. You're still on all fours, but you're gonna push your hips into the ground. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. Push your hips into the ground. Bring that head back. Roll your shoulders back here. Try not to have your shoulders roll forward. Roll your shoulders back like you're pulling your shoulders and your butt together. And relax, come out of there. I'm gonna come up to a knee. Bring the right leg out front, straighten it out, squeeze the quad. You're gonna push your chest to your knee. All right, we're not here. We're not here. Come up nice and tall, like you're pushing your butt back. Drop your chest toward your knee. Push your chest toward your knee. Squeeze your quad a little bit to help your legs stay straight. You don't have to bend over as much as I am or be touching your thigh. Once you feel that stretch in your hamstring, which is the back of your leg, you're good. Just hold that stretch there. Don't hold your breath either. Do your best to breathe. Do your best to breathe. And you're going to bend your leg back into a knee. You're going to push the hips forward a little.
You're gonna squeeze the left glute or the leg that's behind you. You're gonna kind of push your chest up. Use your hands to help support your torso. So just slightly stretching out the hip here of the back leg. So you should feel it's a little stretch or pull in the leg that's behind you. And relax. Switching the legs up, straighten the leg out actually. Same thing. Push the chest, squeeze the thigh, squeeze the left quad, push the chest toward the thigh. And use those hands for support. Make sure you're breathing. And you're gonna bend the knee. Push the hips forward. Let that knee come forward. Squeeze the glute on the leg that is behind you. Slightly, not a maximal squeeze, but just slightly. You'll feel the stretch in your hip flexor. And relax. Let's go ahead and come to your feet. That is our time for the morning. Thank y'all for joining me. Please continue to stretch if you need to. Again, my name is Alex. This has been Kick and Push, and I hope to catch y'all on the next one. Holla.